Alright, here we are with Star Trek Adventures, Intergalactic, Season 1, Episode 1. I am Devin, the, whatever the term for Star Trek Adventures storyteller is, and to my left, we have X playing Y.
Nicole playing Ivik Durrell, the Chief Medical Officer.
Kevin playing Karas, the Captain.
Peter as Tanax Quek, the Chief Security Officer.
Ian as Takis, the Chief Engineer and Operations Manager.
Perfect. Alright, gang. So, we have previously had an introduction episode that talked about the premise of this game and what we're doing here. How we're basically redoing episodes of Star Trek Voyager, a show that was on the air like 20 years ago, and people loved, hated. It was alright.
It happened.
It's both.
Both. Even I love and hate it.
It happened.
Yeah. So, Season 1, Episode 1, Parallax.
Yep.
All right, Parallax. Our episode opens in the USS Voyager. Pan to a single room. It is the med bay. There is bright, even TV lighting on. It's that little curly, roundy cylinder alcove with orange lights with the table on it that the doctor in the show uses to perform on people. There is a man on there. His name is Joe Carey. He is wearing a yellow shirt because he's part of engineering. He is currently yelling and is upset, and his nose is bleeding, and he's all flustered. In this scene is
Ivik Durrell.
the Chief Medical Officer tending to him.
Yes.
We also have
Takis,
the...
Chief Engineer, I guess, for this position at least.
Yes, accompanying him.
Yeah.
I think that's all we need in the scene for this moment. And other people can come in and out as they hear about what's happened because this shoe is...
I think Chakotay's here.
Oh, shit, yeah, Chakotay is here. So he is also here, and you are all kind of outside that room while the doctor's tending to him, just a little, like that little surgery area. It's unbelievable! She just punched me in the face!
Mr. Carey, I'm going to need you to lie still.
Yeah, he's getting up while you're pushing him down. No! She's a wild person. She's not fit to serve on the crew.
Look, I know it's difficult, but we gotta make things work here as best as we can.
Things would work a lot better, sir, if we didn't have crew members running around slugging people in the face. My nose hurts so much.
And she will be disciplined. You have my word on that.
I'm going to look to Chakotay as I'm trying to get Mr. Carey to lay down.
Chakotay has his arms crossed and is just kind of looking off into the middle distance. His eyes glassy and full of life.
You're savage.
Oh, man.
Mr. Carey, please control yourself. I know this is a very emotional time, but we must all work together on this. I'm going to speak to B'Elanna and then to the captain, and from there we will come to a solution. I think you need to take a rest. And he looks over to you. There's the off-button hypo spray. Because this whole time you're just pushing him back.
Oh yeah, he keeps fucking messing up his own medical treatment.
He is. Like, you're trying to touch his nose and he's like freaking out. As Joe Carey did in that episode.
Yes.
Alright, Joe Carey takes a nap.
Yep.
Because it's 5 minutes in and this is how it's gonna go. You gave us access to chloroform, Voyager.
Infinite amount of chloroform.
Endless options for refuel.
Oh my goodness.
Does it have chloroform?
Good job, Ivik. Tend to Mr. Carey, and I want a full report on his injuries.
Of course, sir.
Thank you. Takis, could you delay reporting this to Thanix? I want to speak to the captain first after I talk to B'Elanna.
Fine, but I will be submitting a full report.
No, of course. Of course, could you just delay it?
Yes.
All right. What were they arguing over?
Oh, something on the power grid was, I don't know.
He kind of looks at Carrie. Did Carrie provoke her in any way?
Honestly, I don't know. I wasn't there. I came down, and they were already in the middle of it. I just saw her hit him. And maybe he pushed her, maybe he... It's hard having the two crews like this.
I'm sure I'll get all 5 versions of it as I'm in the turbo lift up in Juan's
Exactly.
quarters.
Exactly. So,
Thank you very much. Takis.
Yeah.
That delay happened in person. That's just Chakotay's dynamic and fluid emotions going.
Well, he's still getting the hang of the crew.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep, Chakotay leaves and you're dismissed. You can go do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll kind of look at my crew member and be like, just kind of shakes his head. This is gonna be difficult.
Yeah, the doctor is putting little medical bandages on his nose.
The magic thing beam that cures people.
The hand thing!
Yeah.
You have a hand thingy.
Dermal regenerator.
Yes. Also, his injury was severe enough that he might need a head thingy. He might have a slight concussion. So he has a head thing on, too.
The blinking thing on his temples.
No, the little rectangle on his forehead.
Yes.
There we go.
Perfect. I'll just thank you, doctor, and be on my way.
Alright, Chakotay gets into the turbo lift and goes to speak to B'Elanna, gets an ashtray thrown at him. That's all super unimportant, because later on today, we get a staff meeting. And you all, captain included, and chief security officer / second officer, are all brought into the briefing room. The topic of the day is reassigning people to positions and seeing how people are fitting in with the Maquis crew members. This is called just to make sure that all the department heads are running smoothly. And probably to talk about what happened in engineering a little, because that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably in the middle of the meeting, just going over all the different things. All right, this is Chakotay. Nick Locarno's over there in the corner, as is... Actually, that's everyone. You guys are all the bridge officers.
Yeah.
The captain, first officer, chief engineering, chief operations, second officer, security officer, TAC officer. Yeah, everyone here plus Nick Locarno and Chakotay is the senior officers on the bridge.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the story I get from B'Elanna, Chakotay puts down his pad, is that Joe got into an argument with her over power distribution. She shoved him aside, he tried to move his way back in, and B'Elanna struck him in the nose. Proceeding to which he was then brought to sick bay. How do we deal with this?
I look to the chief engineer. They're both your subordinates, aren't they?
Yes.
Equals?
Yes.
Yet they're trying to pull rank on one another.
I don't know how to deal with this, Captain. Unfortunately, we have Starfleet and Maquis crew coming together. I mean, B'Elanna is a very good engineer, don't get me wrong, but she doesn't have Starfleet rank, and the fact that she's hitting other crew members is unacceptable. I can't have my crew my staff fighting each other. That's...
Well, of course I agree that violence is never the correct answer. You can't blame her for trying to assert herself in the situation when Joe Carey, I actually did that character looked over like Joe Carey was being condescending to her, trying to push her out of the way, not letting her do her job when she knows that she can handle it. I must say, Captain, that's also unacceptable to me that the crew of the Voyager is not allowing the two crews to meld.
Kind of looks over the medical report. Well, I do agree that it was out of line of him to attempt to pull such a stunt. According to these notes, if those bone shards had been a little further in, if she had hit him just a little harder, she might have killed him.
Yes, it does appear that way.
A little more than over the top, wouldn't you say?
B'Elanna has a temper. Sometimes she doesn't know her own strength. It's a problem she's had for a very long time when we were serving on the Valjean. I confronted her about this and let her know that she's made a already tenuous situation very, very much worse among the Starfleet Maquis crew trying to intermingle.
Indeed, we need to maintain relationships between the two. We are one crew at this point. We don't have enough people to separate them, to put them in their own corners. We simply cannot do that at this time.
Well, we might have a long time to have to get to know each other, so there's no point in segregating the crew. I agree, Captain. With that said, when I was captain of the Valjean, that's how Maquis operated. Sometimes you'd have to get into each other's faces and push back. It's something that I think both crew might have to make amends with. We're not exactly close to the nearest starbase or JAG office.
Well, I'm not unused to crew butting heads. The level of violence here is utterly unacceptable. And as they're both under you, it is your job to maintain peace between the people in your department. You must find a way to make them work together.
I'll make it work, Captain.
If you even exchange their shifts for a little while, something.
That's a good idea.
How are repairs coming along?
Good. Slowly but surely. We need more supplies. It's kind of an understatement of it.
We need more of that.
Nick perks up. Actually, Captain, I was able to decouple the proprietary regulators on the holodeck, so we're able to actually draw power from the mini generators on the grids.
Excellent, excellent. That gives us
Another 10% of power, probably, that we could probably rely on. Engine efficiency, when I was checking the reports, is down 14%, though. We're going to have to push if this keeps on going.
Yeah, we could take power from some floors, cordon them off. It'd make us a little bit closer quarters, but...
That makes a lot of sense. It'll help with crew integration. We should shut down some of the unnecessary crew quarter floors.
Indeed, we're at a low enough crew that a lot of this is just wasted energy at this point.
The next thing I want to talk about is medical. What's our supply on nurses, doctors, and field medics?
We have a tight but a very skilled regiment of doctors at this point. There's me, of course. Then there's a few other of the...
Okay.
I'm waiting for the other crew members thing to load to see how many doctors we actually have.
I guess I probably we've got Anya Dulas, she's a Maquis. We've got Sav Luke, she's a xenobiologist. I guess that counts.
Xenobiologist.
That's what their profile says.
She probably has basic training. Lieutenant, she probably has the medical training.
Yeah.
We might have to move some people around. We can't be living off of xenobiologists and astrophysicists.
No.
If not, let's see who we can pull from the crew. Even if we get people in training or assisting. Would you be able... Yes, exactly.
I mean, you've got 70 years. Might as well start training.
Are there any Starfleet personnel who had a few semesters in the academy for medical training?
Nick goes up. I've gone down the list. I have a short list of people that might be appropriate, but it's slim pickings.
Take who you can. You're willing to bring under. How about security issues? Have we had any outstanding issues, say for our little...
Well, other than this small incident today, I didn't think there was anything. At least nothing came to me today.
I'm talking with a few of the known faces and making sure that integration is the most advantageous thing that we're looking for. Though I did have to dissuade our guests from coming into the meeting room earlier when I was in the turbo lift. Our Mr. Neelix seemed to think he was invited to the staff meeting.
Indeed. Did he explain what his reasoning for this was?
He did. It was rational to him, but was wholly unnecessary.
Of course.
Though his associate, Kess, she had a fairly good idea. Nick's like, yeah, she was telling me about this. They want to see if we can't start some sort of hydroponics bay and maybe try to grow some of our non-replenishables.
Could save us plenty of energy required, that would otherwise go into our...
We don't really have the space to do the kind of scale that she was talking about, but if we throw a cargo bay too, we could just set up, spices, herbs, maybe some like medicinal supplements. Things that can kind of extend our supplies that we can't readily replicate or don't want to spend the energy on.
What is Cargo Bay 2 currently being used for?
As far as I can tell, we were going to have it set up for. I can't remember what it was set up for, but it would be key. It would be good for that kind of stuff.
If it is not currently being used, then make it so. Anything else?
No.
I think that's it.
Of course, my quarters are always open. If any issue arises.
All right. As the scene breaks for the meeting, the ship is rocked, and you're called to the bridge, which is just next door. Yeah, oh no, shaky cam. Woo!
Damage report?
Nick goes over to the con. It looks like we just encountered interference or some sort of interference from a singularity. Space disturbance.
Did we hit a black hole?
No, some sort of subspace quantum singularity.
I'll start running the diagnostics, Captain, and see if I can check the ship. Check the singularity.
Okay, so we're back, and Ian's character, whose name is Takis, is going to use Voyager sensors to scan the anomaly that's just popped up.
Yep.
So we did a bit of looking and bookkeeping in the background, and how it works is Ian is going to roll as normal, and the ship's going to aid him. So the ship gets 1d20 and has to hit its own target number, but its advanced sensor suite, because it's helping you, reduces your difficulty by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Also, you have a trait where...
I can get a reroll.
Yeah. Okay, so you get 2d20 plus your target number. We're not plus your target number, but you have to roll under your target number, which is...
I'm assuming insight plus engineering or science?
Whichever you prefer. Whichever you think works.
Okay, insight plus engineering, so 16. So I have to roll 2 dice under 16.
Yep, and what are your foci like? Do any of them apply?
My focus is manufacturing, shipboard technical systems, transporters and replicators, electroplasma power systems, etiquette negotiations. So probably shipboard technical systems would apply?
Sure, that focus applies.
So that's 3 dice?
No, it doesn't add dice. What the focus means is, what is your... okay, so what department did you use? Discipline or whatever.
Discipline? I use...
The one that goes from 1 to 5.
Engineering.
So this means on your die rolls, if you get a 1 to 5, it's 2 successes instead of 1.
Okay.
And the difficulty of scanning this singularity was 1, and Voyager makes it 0. So everything you roll that's a success is pure momentum added to the character pool.
Okay.
Do you want to add the threat to get more dice?
Yeah.
Not really.
No, I mean...
The ship gets a dice too, right?
The ship rolls a d20. If it gets under the thing, it also adds another success to your pool.
Okay.
Only if you succeed, which you can't fail. Because Voyager just kicked the ever-loving shit out of this.
Why bother? Oh, in case you roll a 20.
2 and a 16.
So you get 2 from yours?
1 sec. I can re-roll a dice because of my talent.
My God.
My talent is technical expertise. Whenever you attempt a task assisted by the ship's computers or sensors, re-roll 1 dice.
Go for it.
8.
So 3 successes from you and
roll
Voyager.
for the ship.
Voyager rolls a 3.
So another one from Voyager. Does Voyager have any focuses? I'm looking at it. Did you
I
guys
assume not.
It can though.
Oh, I don't know then.
All right. Well, we'll look at that later then.
So I gain 3 momentum.
4 with Voyager.
You gain 4 momentum.
4 momentum, plus I gain an additional momentum because I'm the ops. And ops says whenever you use a task with sensors, gain an additional momentum only to be spent directly in regards to information on what you're doing right now.
Okay. So, yeah. All right, I'll give you the basics. What happens is I give you the basic information, then you choose to spend the momentum.
Okay.
So there's 4 right now, plus this free one that you're probably going to definitely burn on this.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys all go to your various consoles. A flurry of activity happens on the bridge. Takis brings up the main viewer. It is a large hole in space, a space hole. It's purple and has a shimmer to it and looks like a chasm you could fall into. And he brings it up, and you're getting a bunch of information on your readouts about it.
Okay, guys, this is bad. We do not want to go into that. Obviously. But,
The sweet release of death.
yeah. We should stay fairly far away from that.
All right, and now you have your free momentum to get more information if you
Yes.
want, which is you can ask me information about the singularity.
Okay. What should I ask?
How does this singularity work?
Yeah.
He said, how does
Or-
this anxiety work? I was like,
No one has anxiety now that the Janeway is gone.
Okay, so
All right, we're back. And your question is?
is anything caught in the singularity?
Well, with that momentum you spend, you do detect that something is caught in the gravity well of the singularity.
Okay.
The view screen zooms in, and there is a sort of blurred and distorted ship from the incomplete sensor readings you're getting.
Okay. Captain, there appears to be something caught in the singularity.
Are you able to scan it?
The turbolift door makes a whooshing sound as Neelix comes onto the bridge.
Captain,
I-
not this character, but we're receiving communication.
We'll get there.
I can try and scan it, Captain. I'll see, but I don't know. The singularity might disrupt a bit of the scanning.
Okay. See what you can do.
Thank you.
Nick is like, yeah, let's see if we can coordinate on that. Because he's a part of the con that lets him have control of some of the communication stuff, I think.
Okay.
Because the word con is in there. Communications.
Let's run the calm.
All right, Nick brings the ship not closer to the singularity, but angles the ship better for picking up the information you're trying to grab from it.
Okay.
I guess we'll do just, another scan of it. It's going to be slightly harder because you have to get through all of the gravity well distortions.
Yeah.
Difficulty will be... Base difficulty is going to be probably 1 again, with the added information you found out that the ship's caught in the gravity well and being dragged in by it. So that adds 1.
Doing another roll, or should we be spending what we already created here?
Oh, I guess that would be appropriate. So what you
Yeah.
can do is you can spend momentum before it goes into the group pool to improve the action you've already succeeded on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because otherwise we'll be just farming it, basically.
Yeah. So, should I spend some?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
totally do that because
Okay.
it's yours before it goes into the pool.
Okay, I'll spend... How much do I need to spend?
I just keep giving you information as you spend one.
One per
Oh,
one.
okay, I'll
So-
spend
so-
one information.
1 momentum.
1 momentum.
Okay, as you angle the ship and, basically try to get more information out of this vessel that seems to be being dragged into the singularity, you guys are getting a communication. It's a garbled transmission from the ship asking for assistance.
Oh.
Is it asking for assistance though?
It is. It's garbled, but it's asking for assistance.
Okay.
The word assistance shows up in it.
Okay. Captain, what should we do?
We should find a way to try and rescue it before it is dragged into the singularity proper.
That gravity well is not looking too friendly, Captain. I don't know if we want to get close to it. If we get caught in the event horizon, I don't think we'll be able to pull ourselves out.
Can you ungarble the communication, Lieutenant Takis?
I can try.
I'm the GM now, not a character. You're gonna have to spend some time in probably engineering working this thing over because it's fucking. It's pretty messed up.
That's fair.
That's the thing. We don't swear in Trek. You gotta keep that in mind.
Frock.
No, that's just swearing with extra steps.
Oh, Galactica.
Yeah, okay. I'll head down to engineering and try and unscramble the signal.
Well, gee, Captain, isn't it possible for us to give them a tow out of the singularity? Says Neelix.
So you get close enough would only endanger us as well.
I'm also fairly certain that if we did that, the tractor beam versus the gravity well would probably tear the other ship apart. I'm not an engineering character, but I mean...
You're a science officer.
You're science?
Yeah, science would know.
You can spend science like candy. Hail science.
It's like having someone being pulled apart by horses.
What's a horse?
And did you need something? Did you need something, Mr. Neelix?
Oh, I heard the bump the ship got, and I figured your meeting was over. So I just came on up to see if I could assist. I do know this area.
What can you tell us about the singularity?
Well, once when I was by the Kel-Or system, my ship almost got caught in 2 orbiting singularities. He starts to go into a story, Peter. You've started him on a story. A pointless story. It's still going on.
I'm gonna get up from where I am. Mr. Neelix, why don't you show me the hydroponics bay that your friend Kess set up?
Let's
put
go
my hand
check
over
it.
his shoulder.
Let's go check in on Cass.
I got you, bro.
Will you revoke his bridge privileges, Captain?
Yes.
Done.
How did he get those in the first place?
I mean, all Starfleet officers are, well, Starfleet personnel
He has a
are
comm badge.
allowed to come on the
Who
bridge
gave him
because
that?
we expect that people are responsible and will only use this in case of emergency. And
Our first mistake.
yes.
Chakotay, who I forgot existed. I literally forgot. I thought only Nick Locarno was on the bridge. I actually forgot Chakotay was here. He's been sitting beside you the whole time, knuckles white on the pad, staring off in the middle distance. His hydraulics shutting down in his slow power cycle. Springs to life.
With an eagle sound.
No, Peter, no! We're on Voyager now.
True, big guy.
What? Anyway, Jesus H. Christ. You know, on those Galaxy-class starships, a lot of what ends up happening because of all the families and non-Starfleet personnel on board is they put a permissions lock on bridge and sensitive system access. I'm sure the protocols will be kicking around in our command side. You should look under the. I think it'd be labeled under the child safety locks.
I should do that. Lieutenant.
It stops children from wandering into main engineering or an active holodeck session.
That's what 10X will be on right now.
That is perhaps a smart idea. We don't know who else we will be picking up in our time here in the Delta Quadrant.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, we can just assign certain permission. We can assign certain permission levels to Mr. Neelix and Kess's comm badges,
Well, a smart idea.
and then he just turns his head to the middle distance, equally centered, and stares directly forward, unblinking.
Okay.
All right,
So-
you guys all break.
So, do you want to be on that signal, or what do we want to be
Yeah, I'm
doing?
figuring out. I'm unscrambling the signal.
What did you guys decide to do to Torres? You know, she tried to kill Joe Carey 5 minutes ago.
I think we kind of paused from that because the whole ship got shaken.
Yeah, but
Who's Taurus?
Alana
Torres.
Torres. I specifically put it on Ian's
Ian.
character
Yeah.
because they're his
Ah,
crew
So
and they're both equals in their
I'll
head.
probably go grab her on my way down to engineering.
Don't grab her, she'll break your nose.
Perfect.
all right, you buzz the door. Come.
Hello.
She's sitting with her arms crossed in her chair, tapping her foot. She straightens up a bit when you walk in, looking much less hostile. There's a dent on the interior wall by the door when you walk in, and like a little bit of glass on the floor.
Just gonna ignore that.
Okay.
Sir, how can I help you?
We are experiencing a singularity, and I need some help in engineering.
Well,
No.
why don't you get Joe on hand?
Well, his nose is currently broken, and he's out of commission for the next little bit. Look, you're a good engineer, but I cannot have my staff members hitting each other. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Chakotay was here earlier, and he read me the riot act on this.
Good. Now, Starfleet and Marquis have to get along in order
Didn't even
for
pronounce it right.
Marquis, in order for us.
Stuff in
To
your
make it
rebel scum.
What type of singularity?
It appears to be a black hole.
It's close enough. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
That's just not what it is.
It was the opposite of that. It was magic.
It's a white hole.
It's the magic kind. I don't even know.
All right, she starts walking and talking with you as you guys get
Okay.
engineering.
Yeah.
You don't put her in her quarters for 2 months or
No.
seal her away in the break for 70 years. Solitary confinement for 70 years, no trial.
That was the Janeway.
The Janeway.
I like we did that.
Oh. Reflexes.
Okay, so while you're trying to scramble the signal, what are you guys going to do about getting the ship out of the gravity well? Because scrambling the signal still doesn't get it out of the gravity well. What's your
Yeah.
plan?
Well, I guess we'll need some.
Oh shit! Sorry, I have engineering 2. I'm actually not a help at all with this. Well, actually,
You're a
this is a
competent
science.
person.
It's a science thing, not an engineering thing.
I mean, it's both. Engineering to get the solution, science to figure out what the problem is.
Yeah.
Can we lock teleporters onto the people on the ship proper and simply evacuate them?
The reports I'm getting from engineering look like that the disturbance from the singularity is not even let us get a clear scan of the ship itself. We'd have to take us in closer.
It'd be too dangerous to teleport them then. How close can we get without endangering our own ship?
Nick kind of perks up. Well, I'm pretty sure I can get us within a few inches of the event horizon.
That close. That may be enough. Let's do some projections. Figure out if we can lock our teleporter on at that range. If we can teleport them safely on board. How big is this ship?
I'm looking at the scans I got from Mr. Takis, Captain, and it looks like it's... the dimensions are looking approximately the size of our ship.
Really?
It's a larger vessel, not much bigger than a Constitution class.
We could likely fit all personnel on board.
We have the room for emergency... we do have space and facilities for emergency evacuations.
I mean, we do have some spare space that we're shutting down. The problem is to upkeep
The
the.
cargo bays themselves would be able to hold most of them.
The problem is just we need more energy to keep them alive.
In all likelihood, we would simply drop them off wherever they, rain from.
Mr. Neelix mentioned that there were some friendly civilizations nearby, within 2-3 light years.
Indeed,
That's not a lot of distance as a reference.
we take them. We take them somewhere safe where they can be dropped off, and
Mercy mission.
indeed,
Okay. So Nick is going to bring you guys close to the singularity to get a better clear reading off of it.
which should shave some off of your attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to send a message, Captain?
Yes. Tell them we are. I guess I'd be making the message.
Yeah, the comms open for you as you hail them.
This is the USS
Voyager.
USS Voyager. We are the USS Voyager. I am Captain Koros. We see you are in need of assistance. Please hold on, and we will do our best to rescue you. If you are able to reply, please let us know.
Well, it went through. We don't know if we picked it up. It's just a slurring word day.
I suppose we'll have to see.
Indeed.
It could be their ship is too damaged to read the reply, or simply reply again.
Chakotay gets up, and he's like, all right, I'll see to it about the solution. Mr. Locarno, I want us close to that event horizon, but I want to be staying here the rest of our lives. He heads to the turbo lift. The ship. Little fins, the cells go up a bit, and they start to move close, getting ready to jump if the singularity acts funny. So you'll get sucked into the event horizon of a black hole.
Yeah. Continue monitoring the singularity at all times. If there's the slightest change, I want to know.
All right. So first issue you guys are having is you don't know what the ship said, you don't know anything about them, and you kind of want to clear that up, apparently.
Yeah.
Second thing, it's stuck in the event horizon, you can't get it out, and you need a way to get it out. Brainstorming.
3, we don't have a good scans on it, and so on.
Yeah, I put that in with. I punched it into the communication thing.
Okay.
So, what do you want to tackle first?
Probably the communications. See what it said.
Okay.
And yeah, does that sound fair?
Or
I honestly don't know how to solve this.
Yeah, I'm not sure if communication is important. Is as important as actually rescuing them. At that
Communications
point.
is kind of branched under. You clear up their message, and you also get a better image on the ship, so you know what its dimensions are, its crew complement. If there's anyone even on board.
Yeah, I guess you target it easier, whatever, narrow down your everything.
If you try to use a tractor beam or send a shuttle, you'll be able to
do a scan of the ship, so you can nobody on board, nothing to beam up. I guess so basically you're aligning all your things so you can use your magic on them.
You're not at ops, you're in engineering, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So someone else is at ops, and Captain,
Yes.
I'm getting reports of systems errors starting to pop up on Voyager.
What manner of
Holodeck
errors?
1 and 2 are both reporting systems malfunctions. Something's wrong with the imaging devices. It looks like they were running simulations and tests on the Singularity, the astrometrics team, and they're reporting issues with all the emitters on both holodecks. Safeties were intermittently disabled.
Keeps happening. See if we can't solve that. Do you think it could have any? It might have anything to do with our attempts to siphon its energy to other parts of the ship.
The ops guy kind of looks over at Nick. Nick's like, I bypassed the proprietary locks, to keep power flowing to the deck. I kind of had to jerry-rig a few parts of it, do a bit of warranty voiding.
Maybe some sort of quantum particles coming from the Singularity. Maybe Takis should look at it?
Ooh, yeah, that could cause it. Not what I did. I'll take a look at those modifications after I'm done here.
Good idea.
We cut to medical bay. Joe Carey is in engineering and isn't being a big baby about almost getting his brain dead.
I mean, I fixed it in like 2 seconds.
I know, right? You had to sleep off that 20 minutes
Science.
of hypospray. A few astrometrics engineers or astrometrics staff come on in, complaining of headaches and migraines.
Right, I'll check them out. I'll use my medical.
Magic wand.
Oh, you're gonna find out what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
That's a roll.
Yeah.
So, what are your stats?
Is insight what you use to diagnose people, or is it like reason?
Reason, insight, either can really work. It depends on what you want to do.
I think insight's more about their emotions, maybe? I don't know. I'll use reason because it's my higher score. I don't really know what it is. I have medicine 5.
All right, so 14. What's your focus?
My focuses are emergency medicine, infectious disease, phytotherapy, sense motive subterfuge, and conflict resolutions. None of those apply.
Oh, all right.
So 2 dice.
Yep,
And then I just have to roll under 15.
that's right.
What's
14.
the difficult? Why 14?
Oh, 15, yeah.
Yeah, 14. Or 15, I mean. Why? What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 1.
Okay.
Both of them are under 15.
Well,
So, 2 successes, which means 1 momentum. Do you want to... I'll give you the basic information.
okay.
They do have headaches, nausea, dizziness, and coordination problems. And there's no good reason. You can treat the symptoms.
Okay, I'd like to use that momentum.
Okay. All these people were working in the holodeck at the time when this went down, and there's probably something in the holodeck that might have amplified their symptoms. What that could be would require a little more investigating, or a bigger sample size.
Okay. I will treat their symptoms.
Drugs.
Yeah. I'm going to call up to probably the captain or the people on the bridge.
Yeah. All right. Ops.
Yeah.
This is ops.
Who is it?
Doesn't matter.
Hi there. I've just wanting to report a few people from astrometrics have come in reporting headaches, nausea, dizziness.
He links you into the speaker for the captain just after this. Just after he told you about the holodeck problem with astrometrics.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they were all in holodeck
1 and 2.
1 and 2 at the time. I am going to go investigate the holodecks, but I figured I should let you know, and probably to keep anyone else out.
We've been having strange fluctuations in there for the past...
6 more people come in.
I've just gotten an influx of about 6 more people in here. Were you all in holodecks, whatever?
No. They're from engineer. Some of them are for engineering, a few of them are from phaser array and sensors, and a few are to deflector dish technicians.
Did you copy that, Captain?
Copied. How severe are these headaches? These symptoms?
Debilitating for at least half of them.
Alright, I think we're going to pull back from this singularity. Hold
Fair.
tight.
I'll treat them and see if you can get someone to shut down those holodecks, I would say.
Alright.
You want us to pull back, Captain?
This is having a strange effect on the crew, it seems, the closer we get.
Alright, so turn us around. Course laid in.
Alright.
Yeah, so those 6 are going to come in, you're going to start treating them, and then 3 or 4 others are going to come in. You're a little stretched. And you still have to check the holodeck.
I just thought someone else should shut that down.
Yeah, but you want to check it.
Tricorder.
Okay.
Alright.
You can offload some work onto other people, or do it yourself.
Yeah,
Flip the
I guess
doctor
I'll
on.
just, oh yeah, we have an EMH, but we also have other doctors.
They're around and stuff. Yeah, you can call in them, or you can just... Okay, so what's your plan?
I'll call in the other medical personnel, and if there's not enough or they're also sick, I'll flip on the EMH.
The bald, angry man appears.
Yes.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
We've had an influx of people complaining of nausea, headaches, dizziness. We're close to a quantum singularity, which may be the cause. We need you to treat the symptoms. I'm going to go check out the holodeck.
Who are you?
Chief Medical Officer Ivic Dorel.
Not in my files. Has Starfleet procedures changed much since I was first initialized? I wasn't aware that the common flu symptoms were a medical emergency. He's like moving around with a tricorder scanning people.
Most of our medical personnel were killed when we got pulled into the Delta Quadrant.
What?
I see we haven't briefed you on this.
Would be nice, so I can dispense emergency medical care efficiently. Chief, Doctor.
Pulled into the Delta Quadrant, currently close to a singularity. You need to treat these people. All you really need to go, no, goodbye. I'm just gonna walk out. He's a fucking hologram. I don't need to talk.
He's
to him,
a lamp.
right?
He's an angry lamp. You just say as you're walking out.
Yeah.
Shut up, Clippy.
I'm going to explain. I don't have to explain to the Roomba why the furniture changed around.
Right?
He like grimaces as you go, and like
I thought he was gonna be like, "Are we taking over right now?"
he's grimacing and like administering like you know things to balance people out. And as he's doing so, he's like going by someone and passes his triggers like, "Here, hold this," and picks up like hypo and hypo someone else to like balance them out, takes it back. Emergency medicine is now the domain of an in and out clinic. All right, you head to the holodeck.
Yes.
All right, holodeck's off. It's those big, awkward yellow and gray rooms. You do notice feeling of kind of nausea in here.
And it's off?
Yeah.
That's weird. Is this area of the ship closer to the singularity?
No.
Oh, that's extra weird. Lieutenant Locarno mentioned he did something to the holodeck.
Yeah, he bypassed the regulators.
Okay. I ain't an engineer, but alright.
Medical tricorder.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. This is you going to be using. I'm going to say this is going to be a insight and science roll.
Oh, excellent. So
I'm looking at your things.
I have 13.
None of your things apply.
No, I didn't think so.
What the fuck is phytotherapy?
It's like herbalism, but with actual science instead of like traditional medicine.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, what plants do what.
So medicine. Gotcha.
But I can like go into a field and pick the plants and figure it out.
Herbology.
Fucking Neelix comes on board with new plants. I'm gonna know if they're gonna fuck shit up.
No, you're not. You're gonna
Yes,
miss it
I
every
am.
time.
I mean, after the first few times, I'm gonna start checking.
You're gonna be like a TSA counter for all of Neelix's garbage. Like you're just constantly picking his stuff up and throwing the garbage. It's like, why are you throwing this out? All of this would make the ship sick. It's like the crew, no, the actual ship. The ship would get sick and die. It would float upside down in space until someone came along and flushed it down a black hole.
Why not?
I mean, we're almost here.
Alright, so what's the difficulty here?
The difficulty
Insight.
are the... Oh, the difficulty. Gotcha. 2.
Yay!
Nice.
Oh, holy shit,
Wait,
2.
no! This is a fail.
Oh.
My
That's still 2.
No, her focus didn't apply.
Oh.
My science score is 4. Do you have to roll on? Oh yeah, no, I don't have a focus. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's only 1 success. 1 success.
Alright.
I failed.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you're kind of feeling sick in here.
Do I spend these? Like,
You get to spend before you roll.
No, because you can spend 1 to re-roll a dice.
You can spend momentum to re-roll a die. You want to re-roll?
Yeah, alright.
Re-roll.
Yay!
2 successes.
2 successes.
Alright, the interference you're picking up isn't medical-based, but the hollow emitters are intensifying the symptoms people are picking up from the quantum singularity.
Even though they're off.
Yeah, they're just... The emitters were picking it up and amplifying it in here.
Huh.
Like, it's off, but that doesn't mean the oven isn't still hot.
Okay.
You say to yourself. Giving yourself a metaphor to work with. But yeah, wherever the hollow emitters are on are probably going to intensify these problems.
like the medical bay?
Oh no! I'm going to go out, close the door, seal it with a "Don't go in here" button. I'm going to call down to medbay.
This is the emergency medical hologram.
Do I just say ship when I want to address the ship, Devin? I don't remember what
I
they
think you
said.
just yell at the ship. You probably want to tell the EMH what's going on, so he doesn't have, like, you know, a fucking toothpick in someone's eye trying to dig something out, and you shut him off, and it kills them.
That's why I was like, okay, he's just scanning people. I was just going to shut him off, but okay. The hollow emitters are intensifying the medical issues we've been having. Ship, deactivate EMH.
That makes a...
That was the tricorder he had.
That was his medical equipment he had clattering to the floor.
It's Starfleet. It'll last.
It'll become sentient and start espousing the values of the Federation. Like every piece of Federation tech.
Oh, the Lunghorn.
Alright, you shut off your EMH.
Yes.
Very good.
I'm going to...
Literally everyone complained about it.
Hmm?
Literally everyone complained about it. It was crabby. Also shorter.
I'm going to go back to medbay.
Yeah, people are filing out because
Yeah.
the nurses are kind of taking care of people now. But nurses like, one of the nurses you have, it's like, yeah, he got smaller.
I do know that the Singularity is interacting with the holometers in a strange way. We should actually probably evacuate medbay now because there's holometers everywhere in here.
Yeah, I'll get an engineering team down here.
Yeah.
See if we can't clear it out.
Hmm.
And they just move people to a different room.
Yeah.
And now, swap to engineering.
Swiping to engineering, you're getting reports of problems on the ship that use the holo emitters. Like they're not everywhere, but the holodecks and medbay are having a problem.
Okay, I'm going to try and figure out what's wrong with that and to fix it, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I think we're just doing another insight roll. Or reasoning if you're trying to put a theory together.
Yeah, reasoning and engineering, and then I'm going to gain an additional dice because I know my ship.
And Balana has a theory, so she'll aid you.
Okay, so that's a 4th dice from Balana.
Yeah, Balana probably has a 10.
And this is still shipboard technical systems, so my focus still applies.
Or an 11, I guess.
I don't think you take the dice. I think he rolls for
No,
it.
she rolls.
Yeah, no, but I get 2 for me.
Oh yeah, no, I thought you said a 4th one for Balana. It's like
Yeah,
adding
so,
one to your
sorry,
hand.
4th. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
didn't add. Yeah. Okay.
Blana fails to aid.
What am I? I am 16, and I get a reroll. 13. So I have 3 successes.
Perfect. Difficulty was 2.
Okay, perfect.
So 1.
1 extra
One
you can
extra.
hold on to. Or turn your momentum.
And do I still gain? I don't think I do because I'm not.
Anyway,
off.
you're not using the ship's
Yeah.
systems. Okay, with the information about the hollow emitters and the information about what Nick had done to them, he gave you a very brief breakdown, and the fact that you guys are getting closer. This doesn't make sense because you would only be getting this kind of interference is if you were already in the gravity well of the singularity.
Okay. I'm going to use that to multitask and also roll to finish my figuring out what the...
You don't have to multitask for that. You can just make.
Oh,
it.
okay.
I'm not, but you can spend that for more info.
Okay, I'll use that for more info then
All right.
to figure out.
More info. Bologna's theory is that the particles that are messing up the hollow emitters, and we're giving people those symptoms, is radiation from the singularity. And now that we know what that radiation is, we can reverse engineer that to clear up the signal.
Okay, good idea. Okay, I'm gonna roll then for...
Which I'm gonna say is gonna be control and engineering.
Control and engineering. Yeah,
13.
So that's 13. I really should change. I didn't realize what control was for. I should change that. 13 and...
I think the numbers are fine. It's control because you're managing people and
Yeah.
engineering and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. Whenever I'm managing a large group, I can
What you doing?
ignore the first complication generated by a task.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
And your expertise, shipboard technical systems. I guess is this a shipboard technical system because you're clearing up a signal?
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
tactical systems
Technical,
were...
not tactical.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I said tactical, and I'm
No,
like,
no.
this does not apply.
Yeah, no.
We're not
Sure. I'll
firing.
give you the focus.
Okay.
Do it. Roll.
So rolling 2, and I am clearing up a technical problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get an additional dice.
Yeah. The way your ship's reading the whatever. Ooh! Wow.
Nice.
2 1s.
2. So that's 4, 5.
5 successes, and the difficulty I said was 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 3 momentum.
Didn't one do something else as well?
Nope.
No.
1's double your successes.
Okay.
Ones count as 2 successes. That's what they do.
Yeah. And focus expands the range from 1 to more.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like a critical threat range in D&D.
Okay.
Okay, so boom, 3 momentum. You're able to decode the message.
Okay.
It's the captain.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna buzz up to the captain. Captain,
Yes.
the message, I just decoded it, or we just decoded it.
Bologna is like, can we send it up to you so you can hear it?
Yes.
She just taps the button on your panel.
Yeah.
It's your hail.
Any
We're inside the singularity, Captain.
explain. Explain to the man with 1 engineering, 1 science.
Oh no!
You're a child.
Janeway was like actually a science
Carrie,
captain.
Carrie speaks up. I think we should have a staff meeting.
Yeah. Captain, it
Right,
appears...
across the decks.
No, sorry, I'm just laughing because he's like plugging his nose like he's still hurt. It's like, I cleared that up hours ago, Carrie. Now you're just being a baby.
He wears it just to. I'm like, oh
it's
yeah,
the-
she
it's
hurts
the
me
strips on
so
the
He
much.
doesn't need to, though.
He put a warming pad on. It's tender.
See, you wear it just to make everybody else sympathetic with me.
Exactly.
You're like, oh no, I'm hurting so much.
I think this is something best explained on the bridge.
Yeah.
In the
I'll call
briefing.
In the briefing room, I'll call a meeting.
Senior meeting. Perfect. Balana and
Carrie.
come.
All right, scene swipe, engineering, and your 2 assistants. You also have those 3 momentum left if
Yeah.
you want to spend any to clear up more information about the.
I'm pretty certain we're inside here now.
Sure, this will just go into the pile.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's the same message. It's, yeah.
That's what
I don't have a,
The momentum
like-
would have cleared up the image. You know,
Yeah.
it's just the ship.
yeah. Yeah.
You're in the meeting room. It's
Okay.
B'Elanna, Joe Carey, Nick Locarno, and you guys. Oh, and Chakotay.
We dust him off.
If you put an old 1820s penny in the slot on his comm badge, he'll become a real boy.
Poor whatever his actor's name is.
Robert Beltram. That guy's great. Got a raw deal on Voyager.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, can
So-
you explain?
As I was saying, I believe we are caught in the singularity. I'm going out on a limb here, but I believe that first shock we felt, Captain, was us entering the singularity. And from there, I guess we're perceiving ourselves further in, ourselves coming towards. I'm not certain exactly.
So it's some sort of temporal singularity?
Quite possibly, yes.
Well, why don't we just leave? If it's a black hole and if it's a singularity or a black hole and we're caught in the event horizon, our faster than light engines should just take us out.
We're far enough away that we should be able to pull out without any issue.
We don't have to worry about saving civilians.
come back to
that's,
that
just,
ship.
that's just us. So
Yeah, that I believe that is us. Yes.
The ship we saw when we came in is us?
Yes.
Are you sure that's us and then not... We just had a...
Well, it's the same hail.
Well, the hail might have bounced out, but it might be still a different ship that maybe hasn't
I mean, I
hailed
can
us.
clear up. I'll
boop, boop,
Taking
boop,
that momentum out.
Clear
Alright,
up
he just
the
starts
image.
tapping on the... He applies the filter to the image and it goes from blurry to, it's you.
Yeah. So
Nick Locarno, it's the Voyager.
Good, Nick.
So how do we perceive that hail before we made it? The event horizon stops objects from leaving, not... It doesn't predict things. Right?
Yes. How do we explain that?
Ask the question.
It's got to be something with the quantum particles. I don't know.
I mean, it's...
Bending
That does sound
time.
like a word.
That makes a lot... Nick Locarno's that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Quantum particles.
Bending time around the singularity.
So quantum singularity. So if
Yes.
normal singularities draw in light and matter, a quantum singularity would draw in time. So that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Alright. Well, lay in a course. Maximum warp, right, Captain?
Make it so.
Alright. Nick gets up and heads over to the con.
All right.
Leave at maximum warp. Away from the singularity.
Okay.
Some time's gonna pass. A scene.
No.
A couple hours later, you guys are in front of the singularity again.
I thought we were
Did
flying
we
away
alter-
from the singularity.
Did we alter course?
No, it's the same course. We should be several light years away by now. It's just right in front of you. Like you didn't even. It was just like no, yeah.
I keep looking to the
Yeah.
captain for
Yeah.
like explanations, and I remember like you're not a science captain, so you actually don't have the answers to this.
So is it the singularity of time and space?
Maybe it's like we've fallen into. All right, I'm assuming we're all back on the bridge.
Yeah.
In the briefing room.
Yeah.
Maybe what's happened is we have fallen. It's like we fell into. Joe Carey interrupts. It's like a Mobius strip. We're on a Mobius strip.
That makes
Breaks up
sense.
a picture of it.
Yeah,
puts
no.
a race car on it.
That makes sense.
That's what it is.
Never heard of singularity like that. Have you, lieutenant? Are you a lieutenant?
Yeah.
Lieutenant commander?
They're all lieutenants.
Chief.
Chief.
Yeah. I mean, it's a singularity, so a lot of things are theoreticized.
Theorized.
It's more of an
Theorized.
abstraction.
Yeah.
Well, by definition, singularity is where the normal laws of physics start breaking down.
Exactly. So, it's quite possible. I mean,
It makes
the proof is
suppose,
in the fact that we just did it. So.
yes, we did go in a straight line and then come back to where we started, which
Yes.
Nick kind of perks up at the example. Yeah, so when we leave the singularity, we leave and like we're on the arc of it, and then we end up turned back around, right? So it's almost like we're stuck on its orbital or its track or whatever, and we're just not noticing. Do you think we could have a way of like, all right, back in old Earth times when they used liquid fuel rockets, what would happen is the rockets couldn't get that far away from Earth's gravity pull. So what they do is they'd head to the equator, send it up, and then once it was up, they would curve it along Earth's orbit. And so the orbit would throw it off of Earth.
Use the extra momentum of itself to push it out.
Yeah, the only problem is with that is they were leaving stuff behind. They left behind like the entire booster assembly in orbit, and they would just crash back down to Earth eventually.
Is there any way we can simulate that, of course, without leaving anything behind?
I mean, leaving those booster pads was mostly a convenience because you had to put fuel somewhere, and that old conventional fuel weighed a lot and was rather bulky, so we were using quantum.
Yeah, but the principles kind of still apply. It's Newton's first law. You have to leave, like, if, you know, for the way forces work, every action has an opposite reaction. So if we're trying to shake off of this, we might have to leave something behind.
What about a photon torpedo? To
You
propel
ride the
itself
explosion
forward?
off the apex?
Yes.
Quite possible.
That
I'll
could work.
start running some simulations and
seriously, my character right now is like, this is a perfect example of human and Klingon philosophies merging
Oh
together.
my god, it's a Starfleet thing.
Of course,
So
we do
we
have
should-
a limited amount, but
the whole meeting.
How many,
starts
Captain?
laughing.
I don't know, like a dozen.
I guess it'll be for the
Like 850.
I guess it'll be for the security officer though.
I'll start running simulations, Captain, and have those numbers back to you as soon as I can.
As soon as you can.
Alright, you and Tom Paris are heading down to the holodeck.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Ricardo.
Oh yeah, you and Nick Corner are heading to the holodeck. There's not a lot for you guys to do when we're moving scenes around, unfortunately, it looks like. It's
Happens.
weird. I think we'll catch the balance. We'll catch the rhythm of it.
Plus, it depends what kind of episodes we're doing. This
Yeah.
is a very sciencey heavy episode.
Science
true.
emergency
Whereas-
episode.
There's
Yeah.
nothing for me to punch, so
Yeah, like, he's a security officer.
The next
And
two
so-
episodes don't have people to punch.
Well, you know, people or
I mean-
guns to shoot is his thing. This is the captain who's
This would be a guns to shoot solution, though.
fair. Also, captain is people talky person.
I mean, time and time again, it could have some people to punch.
You're just beating your way through the security force on that planet. You're basically Teal'c from Stargate, weightlifting 50 people and hucking them into the sky.
I mean, it is a solution.
I'm the alien. I'm
Yes.
the alien Goliath.
he has fitness 12 and I think
Security 5. I
Yeah.
punch what other people should.
They're gonna get shook like a pinch from the neck of Mr. Spock. Okay, you and Nick are gonna run some simulations.
Yeah.
Without having to roll, because I don't think there's a lot. This is gonna be a fairly simple thing.
There's not really a time issue.
Yeah,
here,
you have plenty of time for this, and it's not like you're leaving the singularity anytime soon.
Yeah.
Photon torpedo is a good starting point. Its yield isn't high enough. You'd have to scrap a lot of photon torpedoes for it. What if we... Okay, photon torpedoes are matter-antimatter reactions, right?
Yes.
And they're geared for, you know, doing a lot of damage to ships or breaking up asteroids, that sort of thing. What if we cause an uncontrolled... What if we use the energy from a warp core breach?
Okay.
We have shuttles, and they have warp cores on board.
Yes.
More importantly, though, Neelix's shuttle has a warp core, and the mix on it is dirty enough that I think we could up the yield with a photon torpedo's material to get the necessary leverage we need.
Yes. Quite possible.
And we wouldn't lose any of our shuttles.
That's yeah. We should clear all Neelix's stuff.
Yeah, we'd have to ask his permission.
I believe this counts as extraordinary circumstances, but The captain will
Yeah.
make the final
The
call
captain-
on that.
We'll have the captain deal with Neelix on
Yes.
that. But worst
Would-
case scenario, we could probably take 2 of our shuttlecrafts apart for the necessary parts.
Yes.
Would it be a good time to make a roll to minimize the amount of stuff we need to lose because we're basically like resource strapped, right? I think that's because we're not under time pressure and so on, but that would be like resource strapped here.
I don't know what you're asking for, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Like if he got a roll to make it like, oh, that we're spending less. I don't know.
Yeah, it's basically a problem. The solution you have has several problems to it, and you could probably try to roll to find a fun solution. But you could use Neelix's shuttle with a photon torpedo to basically have his shuttle be on Voyager, and then at the last moment he would like cause a warp core breach and push you out of the event
and
horizon.
just like
It would just you would surf that out.
yeah.
Or you could use 2 shuttlecraft acting in tandem. The thing with the shuttlecraft acting in tandem is you need 1 pilot in each one, and then they'd have to be beamed back
Yeah. Whereas
because it could be remotely done.
yeah. Okay, I'll buzz the captain in a second here.
Okay, Captain. You got a call from your chief engineer.
Captain, we've come up with a plan,
All right.
and we're gonna use one of the torpedoes.
Warp core reactors.
No, one
Both.
Of the,
We're gonna.
yeah, one of the
Nick takes over because you're a master of this,
Yeah.
but he can give the dumb person version. It's like, Captain, we're gonna take Neelix's shuttle and have it do a warp core breach to blow us out of the orbit of the singularity, and ride the shock wave out, like surfing a Tyrrellian wave.
Sounds like a possible plan.
Nick kind of just like there's no view screen; it's all audio. Nick kind of looks at you.
The alternative is 2 of our own shuttles. So,
Take Neelix's. I'll soften the blow for him.
okay.
Who's going to be piloting that shuttle?
That means he
Um,
I'm pretty sure you can work off an automation or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can probably link it into the ship. So it's easier to coordinate 1 large shuttle than 2 smaller ones.
That's
with
why,
timing.
yeah.
I can time myself better to 1 if we have a remote on.
Perfect. I'll start working on a program for that.
Yeah, I'll head to the con.
Okay.
All right. Keep me updated.
Where is Niels going to show up to talk to you about this?
He can't come to your ready room. It's through the bridge.
Yeah.
He's not locked. Yeah. It's a dark
He's
corner.
childproof.
It's a dark hallway.
I mean, he can come up if you invite him up to the bridge.
I shall invite him up to the bridge.
Well, hello, Captain.
Hello, Mr. Neelix.
You're in your room, right? Like with the little raised dais, so you're taller than him no matter what.
Yes.
He's sitting in that slouch chair, and the room's darker.
Klingon things on the walls.
Yeah, Klingons and Romulans have better vision, so they use lower light settings. Like,
Cardassians. Yeah, actually,
Cardassians.
that's something I should probably mention.
We need
The med bay is usually way hotter than you people are fucking used to, and nowhere near as bright as you guys are used to.
The medbay is actually really bright in the early seasons, and if you watch later seasons of Voyager, they actually turn the light levels down.
It's like,
Same with the cargo bay 7 lives in.
it's like, oh, Captain, we need to start conserving energy, so let's dim all the light bulbs.
I think he uses candles. So just, it's very dark in here.
Jesus Christ. Well, Captain, how can I help you today? You know, I meant to bring it up to you. Kess and I were talking, and I had a plan, actually, to boost ship morale.
Do tell.
Well, the idea is you're eating replicator rations, and rations can only get you so far, especially this replicated food. You know, water, basics, they taste really good. But what I was thinking is, we have a lot of empty space in the mess hall. I could convert that into a fry kitchen, and I could cook up real, cooked, fresh food from the material we trade from other travelers.
As likely as well as the hydroponics bay that you'll be building in Cargo 2, yes?
Oh yeah, we could use material from that. You know, they both kind of do the same thing. And the mess hall's a communal eating area, and that would really raise ship morale and help your 2 crews integrate.
This sounds like you wish to stay with us for a fair while then, yes?
Well, I am your senior Talaxian on board.
Excellent. That does sound like we can find you a perhaps permanent position here.
Yeah.
On that note, we need your shuttle.
Wait, what?
My shuttle?
Yes. How much do you know about it?
Scene swipe to Nick and
Takis?
Takis, just hauling up with a cartload all the shit in his shuttle, throwing it into big, like, fucking containers. There's a giant stuffed moth spider that was hanging off of his fucking rear view mirror that brings him good luck. Or no, it's hanging off the warp core.
Yeah.
And Tom's like, or Nick like, spider.
Everything's going off the ship.
Wow, he keeps a lot of rats in here.
I'm taking I'm bulging chairs off the thing. Like I'm taking every spare part. I'm taking panels apart.
Into small parts of the ship.
Hey, at least we'll have some meat.
dealing with those
I'm
rabies
gonna
cases.
fucking chew through the wires.
Yeah, no,
with the bioneural
we've
gel
airtight
pack.
sealed this
Force
cargo
field.
bay. Yeah, we force fielded this cargo bay as we're taking stuff
Burning
off.
it all.
Yeah, Nick has a stick and he's going around while you're doing that, hitting these vermin that are leaving, stunning them, and putting them into a little box.
That's fair.
Like a lobster trap.
Yeah, that's good.
Swipe back. What do you need my ship for? I'm, as a fellow captain, I'm always willing to lend a hand.
A fellow captain, yes. How aware are you of our current situation?
Oh, we're orbiting some sort of collapsed star.
Indeed, and we are not able to escape without the assistance of your shuttle. We need it as a propulsion system of sorts to push us out of the singularity.
Well, I don't know that much about theoretical flight physics, but for a shuttle to help assist you out at the terminus of the orbit, wouldn't that mean that you'd have to leave the shuttle behind?
Yes.
But I live in that ship.
It's like, don't worry, we're not leaving behind.
Yes, we will, of course, be removing all your personal possessions from the ship, and you will have your own quarters where you may keep them.
And then we'll beam it aboard Voyager when we go to warp? Because you have matter energy converters, so Mr. What's your captain's name again?
Koras.
Captain Korthas. It's Korthas.
Yeah.
Captain Korthas, you at the moment that you're leaving, you could just beam the ship aboard.
Yes, I'm sure we probably... Was that mentioned?
You're doing the math in your head real quick.
Yeah.
It is a really big ship. They don't beam shuttles aboard.
That's
Also, I
con,
thought-
so I would be able to figure that
I
out.
also thought that what we were doing is blowing its warp core.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
blowing
Like-
it
He
up.
doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that stage of
Like, we're blowing its warp core, so you
His-
know that we can't do that.
In his mind, his ship's gonna be running its engines at like full power under the ship, giving that extra bit of boost, and then you're gonna be leaving the ship behind.
Yeah.
Like, you have the little tugboats in...
Yeah, like a tugboat. Like a tugboat.
Though your ship is large, it is unfortunately not powerful enough to give us the proper push, so we will be detonating its warp core.
I want to say pass, Captain. Maybe we can go back to the drawing board on that plan?
Neelix, we would really owe you for this.
Well,
and of course,
what if we've left a crack in the
January.
event horizon when we first came in? Couldn't we use that to escape from this?
Neelix,
That's so
that
stupid.
sounds ridiculous.
How about science works, Felix?
We could use antimatter deflector dish to open the crack in the event horizon to slip through.
Neelix.
Okay, Neelix, imagine you have a car that only
don't think
has
it's
certain...
sushi.
Do you do the car in the diagram?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just erase a bit of this circle and the circle won't stop us anymore.
That's not how science works, Neelix.
All
That's
right.
not how anything works.
I suppose I'd be okay with that until we could find at least another vessel for me. I'm sure we'll come across things on our journeys with a ship like this and the trade you do. You can't just rely on one vessel for the entire 70-year journey.
Of course not.
So how about we do that? I can set up my mess hall kitchen in that cargo bay for the hydroponics. That way people can eat in a more natural environment, with plants and stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I could discuss these matters further with a fleet meeting once a month in the captain's lounge for the captains on this ship.
Do I have intimidate?
Probably command.
He's basically saying him and the captain are going to get the mess hall to themselves.
Not the mess hall. Remember, the part where Neelix's kitchen is used to be a sealed off building that was only for the captain to privately eat, isolated from the rest of the filthy crewmen that lived on the ship. that had like art and like probably better food inside. I'm gonna get some mini fridge and a massage chair. And he's just saying once a month you guys would get together and have a captain-to-captain meal and exchange ideas in that private room.
That sounds like torture.
What do you call stranding people here for 70 years, Janeway? Not you, Janeway.
An adventure.
You are aware, Mr. Neelix, that without the use of your ship in such a way, you too will be trapped here.
Oh, of course, I would definitely be giving my ship up. Like, it would be very selfish of me not to give us every opportunity we had to get you guys home. It just... Eventually, you're going to need more ships, and since I'm already acting as a sort of, senior Talaxian ambassador to the other areas in the to the other societies in the region, it would help if we exchanged ideas and I give you info dumps on a monthly basis on the areas we're moving through. In a formal setting. That way, I don't have to come to the bridge to give you intermittent updates when you might need them and interrupt your daily workflow.
That sounds like an acceptable exchange, Mr. Neelix.
Well, that's great. You know what? This has been a very good day, Mr. Vulcan. Thank you very much.
Have a good day, Mr. Neelix. And thank you.
Yeah, I gotta go down to the ship, though. I have this stuffed pariah spider rat above my warp core. It's a good luck charm. I want to make sure that I can, put that somewhere in a good ice.
I am sure they are handling everything on that ship with the utmost delicacy.
Seems white, touching everything.
The entire cargo bay is on fire. You spaced yourselves because you were covered in fleas. I gotta grab my spare clothes.
So, Neelix is pretty good at convincing people to do stuff. He's pretty good at persuasion.
He convinced you idiots to take him on board.
Right.
And that his elf girlfriend was necessary to bring. The goldfish that you're feeding and clothing.
You shouldn't leave them both on that planet.
Well, she's nice and she's good.
She's literally gonna live she's literally gonna dive old age to the end of this sentence, and you're giving her the same food you're giving the crew members that are gonna live another 70 to 80 years.
And we just have her water bottle up in her cage, and,
A little room that has, all other Ocampans painted on it, like Coco that gorilla.
Occasionally we feed her sunflower seeds.
We call it a mayfly.
Picturing the Jerry daycare.
The Jerry daycare.
The bird town.
The bird town from Living Years. So yeah, Neelix walks on out in his Joseph's multicolored dream captain's coat and heads on down to the turbolift, never to bother the bridge again. Because he'll just meet with you once a month over dinner.
You owe me. You all owe me.
I'll resurrect Janeway. Chill, Captain. So yeah, scenes wide, Neelix comes by just to make sure his stuff's fine. His stuff's fine. He's like, I just want to take a few minutes to look at her. One last time. A lot of memories mean this ship.
That's fair.
Cliff's notes of scenes play of him being a dirty hobo in the ship when you guys first contacted him when Janeway was alive.
Yep.
Good memories.
Seems web as I'm drilling plates off. I'm taking every spare part off of the ship I can.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't.
There's a lot of smuggler reports in this thing.
Yeah. I'll get
Full of
Neelix,
stuff.
I'll get Neelix to point out things too in case we missed it.
Oh yeah, he'll show you all the tricks. A lot of smuggler bolts in here.
Yeah.
It's this is Tarkalian spice.
Perfect. Huck it.
I've never done this spice before. It's a very good spice melange. You get it from a desert world.
Just throwing everything off of it. It's all being quarantined too, by the way. We're not putting anything on the ship until it's gone through, If
you're worried about quarantine and stuff, you should probably set up a protocol where that electronic man from the sickbay goes over all the things that are brought on board, because he can't be exposed to airborne diseases and pathogens.
Actually, that's...
Why is this version of Neelix so much better than the real one? He's too smart. Devin, what the shit?
I'll just be that's actually a really good idea, Neelix. I'll buzz the doctor.
I had this great idea, Doctor.
Did he already merge with Tuvok?
He's already merged with Tuvok. He is Tuvix. You didn't notice.
Wow, you're so much higher.
Yeah, I'll basically relay what he said to you, so that... Because there's hollow projectors in here.
No, there isn't.
Oh, well then, I'll
Season,
hook them up.
you tell Nicole's character, what's your character's name?
Durrell.
Yeah, you tell Ivik Dorel that when season 4 rolls around and you get the mobile EMH emitter, that'd be a great thing.
No, I'm just, because I'm engineering, so I'm just going to build some
Oh.
projectors in here.
It's trickier.
Yeah.
It's a side project.
Yeah, but I mean, I can take projectors out of somewhere else.
Because they have their own power system. Presumably that's really hard. But I mean, you're Starfleet, so
Yeah,
you
so I
do
can
it.
take it out of somewhere else and just make an extra long cable going down.
Anyway, all right, we're back to we're back to the A plot. The B plot was Neelix. Apparently, the B plot was Neelix and dealing with him and how horrible he is.
He's great.
Yes.
The A plot of you guys are stuck in a gravity well and are going to die resurfaces. So you retrofit a antimatter warhead, and you're gonna attach it to Neelix's shuttle. You've removed the problem of Neelix not wanting to give up his shuttles, thanks to Kevin.
Yep.
Do you want to automate the shuttle?
Yes.
Automating the shuttle will be tricky, so that is going to require, I guess,
A roll.
yeah, like I should look up threat stuff.
Even
The
if
threats can go
you're
in
not
the
able to do
background.
that, we probably could have someone piloting it,
Yeah.
then beam them out at the last minute.
Well,
That could probably be
I
done.
can ignore the first complication of a task.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And it says complication.
Yes. The first complication generated on the task
Generated.
may be ignored.
Generated. That's if you roll a 20.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, complication is different from threat. Let me pause. All right, and we're back. So I spent the 8th threat I started with to create 3 complications to this solution you have to blow up Neelix's shuttle to free yourselves from the gravity well of this quantum subspace singularity that we've thrown a bunch of words at. The 3 complications are as follows. 1, this entire solution is energy taxing. So if you do it, it'll be impossible to do again until you deal with the complication of energy taxing. It's disabling you from doing it. Number 2, you're deep in the singularity, increasing the difficulty of escaping or transporting people to and from ships by 1. And number 3, programming an automated control is difficult, is disabling you from making this a unmanned mission with Neelix's shuttle. If you resolve that complication, you can have a manned mission, or you can have an unmanned mission, and just have like a whatever do it.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna tackle that first. Stop.
If we literally move out from the middle of the singularity, is that solving the second one, or do you mean anything anywhere within the singularity that we can move right now is deep in it?
Yeah, you're
Okay,
being
just wanted to
dragged
make sure.
deeper and deeper into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll deal with the unmanned issue.
All right. You, Nick, and which one of you two is good at piloting?
They're both actually pretty good, but Kevin's super good. He's a captain. But
Let's see.
Well, I mean, trying to figure out a solution.
Let's see.
I'm good at science.
I've got country and I've got small crafts as my talent. So focus.
He'd be the one to go for you.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, it's you two and Nick Locarno.
Okay.
All right, we got to get this thing automated. A lot of automation designs have moved forward a lot since Kirk and Co. stole their ship and put it on autopilot back in the day.
Yeah.
We could probably have something up for this, but it has to be really precise. It has to be synced up with the ship, and the quantum singularity is causing a lot of interference.
Yeah.
And since we're dealing with a singularity, then that also delays the time.
Yeah, the time dilation is huge for piloting.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which might be an issue even if we're not talking about automation, we're talking about the person manning it.
Back when I was part of Red Squad, we would do shuttle maneuvers, and part of our ship's computers were actually synchronized together. I think I remember some of the code block for that, because the two would have to be in pretty tight quarters, seeing as the shuttle's going to be directly under us.
And I'd have to have an algorithm for the time delay too. With that.
Should we use...
Ooh, yeah, and the interference that the doctor picked up.
Yes. So we've already reverse engineered that interference, and I have that code.
Mm-hmm.
So between the code to connect the 2 ships, the code for the interference, and a time dilution algorithm, we should be able to sync the 2 ships perfectly.
Should we use some quantum coupling of particles that will... Basically, whatever happens on one particle happens on another, and use that.
Oh, I've read about that when I was in the
That
academy.
could work too, yes.
Yeah. Although,
one particle is acted upon and the other one responds, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I read about that.
Although... That's an actual thing.
I know, I was like, this sounds like you're talking about actual science you know about, which is just so
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah.
We're Starfleet officers.
I don't think we have the time to set that up, though, unless... I don't know if we have the time to set that up.
Yeah, I think just a generic code program.
You know, when I was in the Academy, I read this case file about the Enterprise. They encountered these computer brains that could self-learn pretty rapidly using replicator technology. Could we rig up one of the shuttlecraft's data cores using the isolinear system to give it a quick piloting lesson? Sort of like a hologram, but we just like a hologram matrix. So we just plug it into the console.
I was thinking about using a hologram, actually. Yes.
But I mean, the hologram emitters are having problems currently.
Well, we wouldn't use an we wouldn't use an emitter. We would just take an isolinear data core and give it the same kind of programming as a hologram. Like we could just grab anyone from the flight records.
EMT.
I thought we didn't have isolinear shit because we have binaural gel packs.
No, it's isolinear and binaural.
Okay, just wanted to...
Plus, the shuttlecraft aren't binaural.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair. And Neil's one especially.
We can rip the core out of the Cochrane, and that's one of your shuttlecraft.
Yeah.
And who's a good pilot?
I know.
No, that we have on file.
Oh,
sir.
We have many. There's a number of pilots on file. I mean, the captain was an amazing pilot.
We've got Daryl White.
Even Nick should be on file.
No, they won't have a holographic recreation of me. But we do have Hikaru Sulu.
Okay.
He was the helmsman for the Enterprise.
Ah, yes.
The original.
Perfect.
We have him in the database. We'll just load him up into the computer core.
Perfect.
I'll into the holodeck.
Okay. So I start working on
Everyone
programming.
breaks.
Yeah, start working on programming and a bunch of stuff, pulling parts apart. And...
Bolana grabs a hyperspanner and heads over to the Cochrane and starts ripping out its isolinear processor, brings up the schematics for the exocomps, and she's probably going to have to tear out one of the replicators.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, the replicators, they can replicate themselves.
So yeah, you guys working together, you'll end up disabling a shuttlecraft until you can properly get the spare parts out to build a new data core for the Cochrane.
Yeah.
Womp womp. But it only cost you one shuttlecraft instead of two, and the shuttlecraft is still there.
Yeah.
You just gotta fix its brain. Alright, that is enough to get the automated control up. So when you go inside Neelix's ship, there's basically a computer core over top of the piloting console that you guys have smashed open the glass of the piloting console and plugged it in and loaded up with basically the piloting data of holographic pilot matrix. Nick Locarno set it up quite right using his Red Squad experience. The three of you come together on this.
Uh-huh.
Perfect.
Almost bad for it now.
I know, it's a nice ship. Wow. It's a nice processing.
It's a pretty good project. I almost feel bad. It's like when you find an old shuttle or an old ship out by the docks and you bring it in, fix it up, and then you get rid of it for the new one.
Yep.
Oh.
It's okay. We can...
Captain! The shuttlecraft... what was Neil's? The ship's ready. We taught it how to fly.
Perfect. Is everything ready to go?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything left here.
We got one shot at this, Captain, so...
Alright, let's make it count.
Yeah.
Stations.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are going to head at maximum warp away from the singularity. You guys have done the math with your sensors to figure out where the apex of the roller coaster basically is on the Mobius strip.
Yeah.
Where the parabola is. And then at that apex, where Neelix's shuttle is latched onto the underside, it's going to separate. You're going to put all the shields between you and Neelix's shuttle, and it's going to warp core breach and fire you off in an orthogonal vector.
Yep.
All right. So because you removed the automated control problem, boop, it's gone. You have an automated shuttle that has basically an artificial intelligence core running on it that you jerry together in a heartbeat. That'll be able to learn and react and build new neural pathways as it flies along for this to keep in sync. Because it needs to be synchronized and detach and start to fly alongside you at maximum speed for the brief time it'll be at maximum speed before it leaves your warp field and then blows. Because it'll be within the warp bubble you create.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have everything you need. Who's going to be rolling?
What's going to the roll be like? Terrible roll.
This sounds like... And we're back. So, before... during the break, we did all the rolling. So what's happening is... Oh, we didn't have the Voyager aid you. Because you're using its fucking con. That was the whole point of using the Voyager.
Oh, yeah.
It rolls like a d20 under the thing.
19, no.
Nah, it didn't. Voyager didn't help for dick. Thanks,
Fuck you,
shit.
Voyager.
Anyway, oh shit. Fuck, oh damn it! Keep swearing, I'm trying not to because it's Star Trek.
Fuck you.
No, that's just with extra steps. You don't swear in Star Trek.
Science venue?
Ever. Anyway. Let me just... Okay. So, we did a bunch of dice rolling. Voyager and Kevin's character were aiding Peter's character at the con to make this entire insane plan work. And Kevin succeeded at aiding. Peter got, what, 3 successes?
3 successes after spending 1
Momentum. And you got a reroll because of various powers at play.
Yeah.
So for the 3 successes you needed, you got 4 successes, which means you triumphantly got through the problem. So,
Huzzah.
you put the ship up to full warp. You head as far as the singularity as possible. Everyone's keeping track of numbers. Tom has taken one of the science stations or whatever to try and track what's going on with the sensors. And yeah, you keep counting down until the eventual apex of the parabola of this singularity. Once you get, as you're approaching the apex, Neelix's ship at full warp disengages from the bottom of Voyager, gets to the just outside the warp bubble. Presumably, who's ever that tactical cranks the shields up to full just under Neelix's shuttle, and the automated Hikaru Sulu brain on board commits suicide and blows the warp core while keeping balanced with Voyager. The warp core breach, the matter-antimatter eruption, throws Voyager clear of the event horizon of the singularity, back to normal space, causing like everything goes dark. One of the the consoles go out and stuff. There's damage to the ship, unavoidable,
Yep.
And you're thrown clear of the quantum singularity.
Perfect.
Yep.
Everyone kind of gets up because they were tossed around because there's no seatbelts here.
Shaky time.
Status report.
No injuries here, like no major injuries at least.
I'm reporting that Chakotay exists. I keep forgetting this now. Captain, it looks like we have been thrown clear of the singularity.
There are some damage to internal systems, but looks like we're still in one piece.
Excellent. Leave behind a beacon.
Yeah, bad bumps and stuff.
Yeah.
Joe Carey hit his nose on the console.
Did he now? Or did Valana conveniently push him at a convenient moment?
Leave behind a beacon warning anyone else of the danger of the singularity.
Beacon away, Captain.
Alright, full speed ahead.
All right.
Well done.
Yeah, everyone's pretty happy with this. This worked out just fine.
Well done.
Yep.
We lived.
Congratulations, team. We did it. We got through Parallax. So I'm supposed to go rewards, which we'll double check on later, because I don't want to go through the book right now in awkward silence. So, yeah, whatever rewards get handed out for the game system, we will hand out. Thoughts?
It's really roll heavy, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't think it was super roll heavy. It's just more than you. Okay.
It was way more than the Veil, which was the last thing we played.
We normally have games where we're very roleplay heavy, and we basically never roll ever. So this game, actually rolling is important, so it came up more. But I don't think it was like super roll heavy. Also, this episode is specifically very insular. We're all in the ship doing our own thing. Most episodes deal with us interacting with other people, so it'll be more roleplay heavy.
As we talked about before, the companion to this game would be SF Debris' reviews of each episode.
Oh, yes.
And he rates Voyager episodes, and Parallax, I think out of 10 relative to each series, got a 2 out of 10. It's one of the worst ones, and it's a terrible season 1 episode. It's a real mistake for us to have started with it.
Well, we had to start with it. Like, we're not gonna not do it just because it's kind of shitty. Like, it's...
Maybe in the future we will just not do it because it's kind of shitty. I'm not sure. I was very unsure. The first part of this session we did, like, it was very rough. And then it kind of grew into its own more. We got a better rhythm.
I think it's hilarious
basically, once you started going off the script, I think things started improving.
Yeah.
I personally was really lost in that early part.
Yeah, it was too much just us reading lines from the show, essentially.
Yeah.
I also think it's hilarious that Neelix is, like, a way better character now that you're writing him instead.
That maybe 1995 TV Guide article that talks about him being like Quark. He has to be intelligent, even if he is kind of dumb.
He's a breakaway character.
No.
He's a breakaway character. You're gonna have fucking Chakotix or Neil Cote by the end of season 2.
Yeah.
That'll probably be interesting.
I keep trying to play Chakotay as stern. I keep trying to play him as Qui-Gon Jinn. Like the terrible character where he's stern and aloof and wise, but there's nothing there. But yeah, every once in a while I slip into Wooden Robot, who wants to be a real boy.
As did, whatever, Beltram.
Robert Beltram.
Yes.
Yes, as a form of protest, as did Robert Beltram. Parallax is an awful episode. It has terrible science, really bad stilted dialogue, awful acting, and that's even the actor's fault. As the SF Debris Review will tell you, which will probably be linked in all of our episode descriptions for the episodes we do, all the bad acting has been repeatedly said by the actors to be intentional. Like, they were told to act that way, even for the parts that, like, were really bad. I would not recommend anyone watch Parallax. But, you know, watch it if you want to see what we did different, because it's basically, they're not even similar anymore.
I also like the characters, and you get a lot of Janeway smiling smugly.
Oh my god.
It's pretty great. And also establishes Janeway and B'Elanna becoming people that...
Mentor and protege.
Yeah. So...
Yes, I, the captain of this ship, will go on this little dinky shuttle with this gal to have a moment, you know, but put the whole ship in danger because, you know, the captain's not there anymore.
I'm trying to establish personalities for the crew that are showing up. You guys didn't get to see Seska or that other one, Maki, threaten to murder you all and, like, steal the ship if Chakotay gave the order. That didn't happen. You didn't see that happen. But I'm trying to establish personalities for everyone. So Chakotay is stern and distant. And Nick Locarno is, you know, I'm super informal. And B'Elanna has weird solutions. Like, what if we rip a replicator out of the wall and build an exocomp from that episode of TNG and make it sentient and send it to do our work for us? And, what's his name? With the nose.
Oh.
With the nose?
They want to both beat up.
Joe Carey.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make Joe Carey an actual character instead of someone the show will eventually just forget.
Literally forget.
They literally forgot about him. But yeah. So for this season, I have an idea for an overarching myth arc, and none of it showed up in this.
Well, how could it? We were stuck in a...
Exactly, right? And I don't know what the next episode is. Let me just pause real quick. Okay, so we were just talking about how we would do the next episode after Parallax, and that's going to be Time and Again. So, I guess we'll give you a brief preview, and then we will sign off. Next time on Star Trek, Intergalactic. Time and Again, the crew of the Voyager find a time hole on a dead world and go back to save a civilization from killing themselves so they can take their antimatter fuel for their ship. What will happen? One of the crew members will probably die. It might be Joe Carey. Next time, Star Trek Intergalactic, tune in, NBC. So, I was Devin, the Star Trek Adventures equivalent of a storyteller, and we had today on board...
Nicole?
Kevin?
Peter?
Ian.
And this is sponsored by Nobody, signing off.